I was put on this earth to help other people. The way that Toastmasters gives back to the average member is
Mm.
just so different and so unique that I am a confessed Toastmaster for life.
Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to another episode of Toast Talks with CoachBusi. Today, I have gone again further than the clubs that are known in 129. We've had a session with a lady from District 47. Today, I bring you a gentleman from District 66. Welcome, DTM Charles. Hello.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for having me.
I
I'm
am
thrilled.
Awesome. I love your heart. I love the way when I asked, your answer was a resounding yes and when. That is so Toastmaster style, and I love it. DTM Charles, you are from District 66. Please tell the people from District 129, who are the majority of the viewers, but not the only ones, exactly where District 66 is and where in the world you are located right now.
District 66 is what we call Greater Virginia. If you're
Mm.
familiar with Washington, D.C., just south of Washington, D.C., there are a bunch of cities. Within those cities, there's Fredericksburg. The bottom end of Fredericksburg, picture a border going across the entire state. We cover from there all the way down to the North Carolina line and all points in between. So it's like a rectangle, and we call
Mm.
it Greater Virginia.
Awesome. Thank you. For those of us who are curious, we can go and look on the map and see all those places you were talking about.
Mhm.
DTM Charles, how did you become a Toastmaster and when did you become a Toastmaster? Please share with the viewers your journey to becoming a Toastmaster.
Well, it was in 2006. I'm a Jersey boy originally, so I was visiting my parents up in Newark, New Jersey. As I'm visiting my parents, I'm driving back down to Virginia. It's about a good 6 hour drive. During the 6 hour drive, I used to be a DJ. I'm still a DJ, but not quite as much as I used to be. But instead of listening to music, I've now switched my interest into audiobooks. I said, you know what, 6 hours? Why not listen to an audiobook and get educated? During this particular drive, I happened to be listening to one of the Rich Dad, Poor Dad series by Robert Kiyosaki, and he
Mm-hmm.
mentioned in there Toastmasters and how Toastmasters can help the average individual become even better at public speaking. Intrigued, I reached for the pad on my passenger side of this car, which I always kept with a pen, and I wrote down while I'm driving. I know it's not safe, but I did it anyway. Toastmasters. When I got home, I checked it out. I don't know what I did back in 2006, but I didn't Google it. But somehow I found the fact that there were 26 clubs within an hour's drive from me. One of those clubs was 5 minutes away in Portsmouth, Virginia. Who knew? And it happened to be coming up the next week, 7:30 to 9 o'clock. Hour and a half long meeting on the Thursday night. I'm there. As soon as I walked in the room, and I got there early, they were setting up the room in the church. And I asked, I said, look, I'm not one to sit around and look at you work. Would you like me to help you out?
Come
Sure,
on.
Charles, jump in. I jumped in. Long story short, I became a member that day. For the most part, before the meeting even began, I knew this was for me because of the warm and fuzzy feeling they made me feel. I didn't have a fear of public speaking, but I knew that this organization could help me get even better. That's where I started.
Love that story, particularly when I hear from people who were not afraid of public speaking, but they knew that there was another level. Because I think there's a misconception that only people who sweat bullets before giving a presentation or a speech are the candidates for Toastmasters. And that is clearly not so.
No.
So how long is it now? My math and calculations are going to fail me right now. How long have you been in Toastmasters?
Next month it'll be 19 years.
Come on now. 19 years for someone who was not afraid of public speaking, and you have stuck around for 19 years. Talk to me about some of the benefits that have kept you going as a Toastmaster.
Oh my goodness. First and foremost, I was put on this earth to help other people. And I am also a community activist, which means I'm involved with a lot in any community that I go to. That said, Toastmasters by far exceeds the challenge
Mm,
and the reward that then I get from any other organization, but not just the reward to me, because it's about giving back to others. In essence, that's what leadership is all about. Leadership is all about giving back to others, not tooting your own freaking horn. It's all about giving back to others. And this organization by far exceeds any of the others. I mean, been board members and all this kind of stuff, but the way that Toastmasters gives back to the average member is
mm.
just so different and so unique that I am a confessed Toastmaster for life.
Come on now. I am right there
Boom.
with you. High five. Yes. You must have parts of meetings or something about Toastmasters that is the sweetest point for you. Somewhere where you're like, oh, I enjoy a lot of things, but this right here, this is where I derive the most joy. Do you want to share with the viewers and the listeners what that might be?
Sure. And this is a tip to anyone that is thinking about getting into Toastmasters leadership or any other leadership.
Mm,
There's talent throughout our organization. I know we're struggling for leaderships right now, people to step up to the plate. But for me, identifying that talent that could be the next leader is it for me. And here's a tip. Here's how I find them. Because
mm.
I've traveled since COVID, I've traveled to at least about 200 clubs around the world. And I'm
Say
always
that
going to be
again.
either since COVID, since COVID, I have traveled to at least 200 clubs around the world. 200
Boom.
clubs, 200 Toastmasters clubs around the world.
Wow.
That
Okay.
said, I'm either going to be a speaker. I want to be a speaker or an evaluator. I'm not coming just to observe. That's my thing. But when I'm speaking or I'm observing, I'm also doing something else.
Mm,
I'm looking for that next leader, regardless of where they may be in the world. And do you know what? This is how I find them. Table topics. When our guests involve themselves and participate in table topics, you usually see a side of them that you would normally would not see.
mhm,
And depending on how comfortable, how charismatic, how energetic they are, how
mm,
creative they are in their storytelling, in that 1 to 2 minute speech, for at least for me, I can usually tell whether this person has what it takes
mm.
or can be coached to develop what it takes to become a leader, not only in this organization, but in organizations around the world. And that's how I find them. But that is my sweet spot, finding talent within.
I love that. That is such a nugget because I can see it. As you were speaking through it, I was playing through a typical Toastmasters meeting in my club, Global Women Extraordinaire. And there are people that I'm like, huh, that table topic. And I'm going to be looking out more keenly now moving forward. Thank you for that,
Beautiful.
DTM Charles. Love it, love it, love it. Your club, the first one that you joined, is that the club you're still a member of?
No. When I that was in Portsmouth, Virginia. And then in that was in 2006 where I joined. When I moved to Williamsburg, Virginia, where I am now, it's only 50 minutes away, but still it's 50 minutes. And
Mm,
at the time, we didn't have the hybrid option. I was driving to two clubs every other week, and that because my club now that we meet every week, and that was a bit taxing on me. And I have a lot of other things going on, so I had to sacrifice one. It wasn't going to be the one that's 5 minutes from the house. So I let the other one go. However, I am still affiliated with them to this day. We had a contest last week, and one of the members from Western Branch was one of my contest participants. So I'm still affiliated with them and most of the clubs in the entire district. But now I'm in Williamsburg. We meet once a week. We meet on the first and third Mondays at 7 a.m. and we meet on the second and fourth Mondays at 7 p.m. Hybrid, virtual only. So it's a pretty good balance. Pretty good balance.
Tell me about membership and attendance at 7 a.m.
You
Those
know what?
meetings happening at 7 a.m.?
You would think that you would think that it's dead and everyone needs coffee. Now, I don't even drink coffee. That's not my thing. I'd rather do some exercises, make me a smoothie, and I'm ready to rock. But I get it. A lot of people like coffee. You would think that 7 in the morning, it would be one of those coffee driven, motivating type factors.
Hmm.
No. When I first visited this club, this is when I was an area director back in 2012, a business or division director, one of those positions. And I visited this club because I had heard so much about them. I had a chance to visit, and I said, let me go check this 7 o'clock in the morning club out. Went there, and let me tell you, before I entered the room, we're in a rec center, a recreation center.
Right.
Before I could enter the room, you could feel the energy coming out of the room with the doors closed. And I said to myself, man, this is going to be a ride. And when I went in there, it was fantastic. And when I moved up here, I couldn't wait to become a matter of fact. I moved up here, I believe, on a Friday. That Monday, sign me up. I was ready to go. So
Not
it
wasting
is.
any time. Not
You know
wasting any
what? You know what? Tomorrow's not guaranteed. Get to it. Get to it. Don't fluff it up. Let's just jump in. And like many of the world champion public speakers says, such as Craig Valentine's, don't get ready, stay ready. So when you see the
Stay ready.
opportunity, let's get to it. Just jump
There
in.
you go.
Just jump in.
Bam. Stay
Bam.
ready.
That's right.
I'm going to switch a little bit now. There is a publication that has your name on it. I found it on Amazon. It is called Bring the Zing.
Bring the zing. That's it.
Talk to me. What are we talking about? What is the zing? I'm a reader. You know I'm going to read it, but I haven't read it yet. Tell me, what is the zing? What are you talking about?
Well, you know what? Being that I've traveled so much around the world, not just for Toastmasters, but for other endeavors as well, I realized that when people speak, they may have a really good message, they may have a really good point to the message, but it
Mhm,
falls flat. And if we want to really resonate with our audience, because we
mhm,
know our audience is always asking, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? WIIFM, what's in it for me? If we're not coming with that energy, and I like to
mhm.
use an acronym from the late Brian Wolf, who passed away 2 years ago down in District 58, which is in South Carolina. And he came up with this acronym called POKER, POKER, and I share it wherever I go because it can be used for speech writing and it can be used effectively for evaluating. And the POKER simply stands for this: what is the point? Is it a riveting opening? And I know I get beat up for this all the time, but if you open up a Toastmaster speech with "Good morning, Toastmasters and guests," or "Good evening, Toastmasters and guests," you know what that gives me permission to do? Check emails. Because if you can't be more creative in your opening than that, I don't particularly want to listen to you. Now, you may be interested and you may get me back, but in the meantime, I'm responding to emails because I'm saying, oh, boy, it's going to be boring. But anyway, let me finish this acronym and then I'll get back to the point. The K is for connect because if we don't connect, we have no effects. The E is for enthusiasm and energy. If you're not energetic about what you're talking about, why should we? We won't. And then the last R is for remember. What do you want your people to remember when you finish speaking? What do you want them to remember? Bring the zing is about bringing the energy into your presentation or your meeting, or in a
Mhm.
military sense, your briefing. Too many times we consider ourselves professionals, which we are, but we have this stigma against, not everyone, but some have a stigma against storytelling. Well, I'm a professional. I can't tell stories. Why not? That's why you're boring. If you're going to give an analytical, research based presentation, Who the heck's going to remember all those numbers, pie graphs, and all that stuff? No one. Newsflash, no one, and you're going to bore them to tears. But if you put that information, those numbers inside of a story, chances are they not only remember it, they will be able to implement whatever you're asking them to do because it became memorable. That's what Bring the Zing is all about. And for the most part, Bring the Zing is all about five. It's the whole book is called Bring the Zing: 5 Keys to Powerful Presentations, Meetings, and Briefings. And I go against five. I'm not going to share them all here. Get the ebook, but
Yes.
the the first one is mindset.
Mhm.
You have to be able to tell yourself that whether you are ready or not, I've got this. Jim Cathcart, Hall of Fame, National Speakers Association member, and $1 million speaker. I like to frame what he says.
Mhm.
He says, and I'm paraphrasing, the essence of a good speaker is not for the audience to say, wow, you're a really good speaker. No, the essence of a good speaker is for the audience to say to themselves, I can do that. If you as a speaker can get that message across to your audience that they can do what you're asking them to do, because of course we're giving them we're giving them a call to action. We'll give them a CTA. We got to do that. But when we give them a call to action, are they going to follow it? If we're boring and the
Mm.
message is lost in all of the wah 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 wah, that talking head stuff, it's not going to be received. But if you can come with some excitement, mention
Mm.
people's names, tell a good story that when walking your dog yesterday, you ran across a crazy squirrel and you're using the story to complement your point, you're gonna be remembered.
But talk to me about your leadership journey. You also talk to me that you do workshops. Maybe just give me a little more insights as to your leadership and all the other interesting things you've done in Toastmasters.
Okay. In 2012, I was approached by a district director 3 times. Came to my club, the district director came to my club 3 times. And each of those 3 times, Charles, you would make a wonderful area director. Yeah, okay, I'll get back with you. Charles, you make a wonderful area director. Okay, yeah, I'll get back with you. Charles, you make a wonderful area director. Okay, for crying out loud, I'll take it. I'll do it just to get you off my back. But let me tell you, 2012, I was area director. It was the most fulfilling year in my Toastmaster journey. I've been a Toastmaster for 20 years next year. That year was so fulfilling because it gave you a broader perspective of what this organization is all about. It allowed you to take a deeper dive into the leadership aspects of this organization. And most importantly, you got to meet members where they are in their most vulnerable state.
Mm.
And you were able to utter some words of encouragement that may have stuck with them forever. And I will tell you, I still keep in touch with some of those members that are not even Toastmasters anymore here 13 years later. And I'm
Mm.
still in touch with them. From there, I went on to division director, went all the way up to join the trio, became district director, and 2 years after that, I became Region 7 advisor, which, oh my goodness, what a wonderful position. Then you're on the international level, and it's a region advisor, but you work with a team of, at the time, I was working with a team of 22 other region advisors all around the world. Incidentally, this was 2019, 2020. Here it is 5 years later. We have a WhatsApp page. I was able to kick it with one of the international directors that served with me as a region advisor this past weekend. And I mean, we still keep together. We call each other on these, we reach out to each other on birthdays and everything
Mm.
we do. So, look, I'm just telling you, members, don't shy away and definitely don't make an excuse that you're too busy to jump into what this organization has to offer. And Busi,
Mm.
let me share this too. One of the caveats or one of the benefits we don't talk about is the networking piece that you're able to master in this organization. When you go to
Yes.
these different contests and district conferences, don't sit with your clubmates only. Get out there and meet people. You never know what these people may do in life, how they can help you, the friends that you form, the bonds that you build, relationships that you cherish for life. I'm just telling you, this organization is this is truly an international organization, unlike American baseball, World Series, North America, Canada. I mean, give me a break. That's not international. This is truly an international organization, and utilize it as a member. Break outside your club, visit other clubs. There's 18,000 of them to choose from. I was telling you earlier, I'm in a panel session in India tomorrow. It's 9 o'clock their time. I had to figure it out. I have to be there at 11:30 our time. So you have to figure that stuff out. But it is so rewarding. And I'm serving on a panel with a past international president. It's going to be a blast. And I'm not special. I just make the time. It's a priority of mine to get out there and do this thing, do the workshops, do the lectures, do the trainings and things of this nature. I live for this stuff, and I live to coach other people, citizens in my neighborhood, politicians, emerging politicians, all of that coming from my Toastmaster fundamentals. And I go to every single meeting. I'm still very active.
Charles, you have challenged a lot of us, myself included. When you talked of having visited 200 clubs, I'm thinking, oh, I've stuck around in my little corner and, well, I don't really. I do hop around, but I haven't gotten to 200 yet. And I'm going to be more intentional about going out of my comfort zone and meeting other Toastmasters. Interviewing 100 Toastmasters has really opened up my eyes to the way the network is so strong and so beautiful, and it really is tight. Charles, I reached out to you on LinkedIn because I had seen you had made a comment on another Toastmasters page. And I was like, oh, he's family. Reached out and we had this interview nailed in no time at all. Where else do you have people who support you to that level? You didn't know me from Adam. You didn't know me at all. But because I'm a Toastmaster, that means something to you. I didn't have to do too much digging into who is Charles. No. Because you're a Toastmaster, you're a distinguished Toastmaster, you are active in Toastmasters. That tells me the sort of person you are. So can you imagine if people who wanted to be taken seriously start joining this organization, how their lives would change?
And think about this too. Most of us travel. Even when you go on vacation, we go on vacation in Hawaii, we go on vacation in these other exotic places. There's Toastmasters there. And my wife and family know that one of the days of our vacation, at least one, I'm going to visit a Toastmaster club.
Yes.
Depending on where you are, I'm just telling you, they will roll out the red carpet for you. Chances are they'll feed you. They'll pick you up. They take you back to the hotel. I even went on a city bus ride with one of the Toastmasters, and look, everyone on the bus was giving me the tour. Oh, he's not from here. Oh, did you tell him about this? Did you tell him about that? And then you take pictures, you share with your club, you share it with your district, you share it with your region, you share it on the Toastmaster social media pages to encourage others to get out there. That's like Darren LaCroix says, stage time, stage time, stage time. I don't just go there and just visit out of the blue. I let them know I'm coming. So I can be a speaker, I can be an evaluator, I can participate in the meeting to get some value out of it. And what does that do for everyone else? It encourages the entire club to say, hey, this dude is coming all the way from America. I can do that too. I'm going to Holland next month. Is there a meeting in Holland? Sure there is. Paris, France. I'm just telling you, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Visit them, take advantage, network, build, and be the best version of you can possibly be, and use this organization as a springboard to get there.
DTM Charles, I am so grateful. I have had such a good time having this conversation with you. I cannot wait to get my book because poker, point, opening, connects.
Enthusiasm and remember.
And remember.
And those aren't even the 5 points in the book. That's just a side. That's a side note.
Can you imagine now when I get into the book, what I'm going to come out with? I bet you by the time I finish these 100 conversations, they would have gone to another level because I'm going to have read and taken some more points, which I can use on this podcast. So thank you so much, DTM Charles. Please give us a parting word and then I'll wrap it up and we'll be done for today.
Yeah, these parting words are very simple. Be the best version of you can be by not making excuses. Set your priorities, get your priorities aligned, have those goals, set yourself milestones, and get to it. That's it. Just do it. Just remember Nike. Just do it.
Let us all join Nemo. Toastmasters are Nemos. Thank you so much,
Oh, thank you so
dear.
much for allowing me to be here. This is a blast.
I'm so grateful. Listeners, I tell you, when I keep telling you that I will go out and get people who you want to listen to, did you not just enjoy this interview? Well, you know what to do. Like it, subscribe, and share with another Toastmaster. And more importantly, someone who's not a Toastmaster. Let them come and see what is happening to some of us. I now have a friend. I can now call on DTM Charles anytime I visit, where is it again? Virginia.
That's right.
Yes, I will
Come
call.
on out.
I know I will have a coffee waiting for me right there. So until we meet again on another episode of Toast Talks with Coach Busi and another riveting guest. Bye bye.